Hi guys, it's Gerald Porschman here. You know, Thomas Edison said, there is time for everything. And there is. You just can't do it all at once. The problem is our personal definition of everything. To do two things at once is to do neither. Now, of course, Thomas Edison didn't have Facebook, YouTube, or even a light bulb, come to think of it. Anyway, wasn't technology supposed to make things easier and give us time back? Why does it seem that the more stuff that we get to make our lives easier, the more we fall behind in what we need to achieve? Do you come home most evenings exhausted by being busy all day, running around like an unregistered dog? Now, we all realise that time is relative. You've heard the saying, time flies when you're having fun. And doing something that we love makes that time fly by, while doing something that we loathe makes the time drag along. When we are in a state of happiness, we can't believe how quickly something is over. The concert, the date, the great holiday. But for things we'd rather resist doing, the hands on the clock barely seem to move. Like sitting in front of a boring presentation, or the awkward dinner with relatives, or time waiting for your partner to decide which shoes to wear to the fancy swish night out. So why aren't we in our happy zone more often, utilising the time that we have to our fullest? Why is it that at the end of the day we seem to focus on what we haven't done and don't even acknowledge the things that we have done? You see, time management is really self-management, and it takes a lot of commitment. The truth is, Thomas Edison was right. There is time for everything. The key isn't in spending time, but how to invest in it. It's a matter of how we use that time and how do we use it wisely. Take a good old to-do list. Chances are you have one. Now, nearly everyone writes one in some form or another. Often the things on the to-do list just seem to move from one day to the next. To-do lists on their own are ineffective. They don't take into account what's important and what's urgent. They simply represent the litany of things that we need to do. And of course, we will resist or ignore things that we don't want to do. But even the things that we like to do somehow don't even get addressed. Like having lunch away from the desk. Now there's a good thought. If you want to make good use of your time, you've got to know what gives you the greatest value, both mentally and physically. But even think about things like socially and economically. And then you've got to give it your all. To make your to-do list more effective, first, you must set priorities. An important task of focusing on the results is working out what to focus on. Sometimes we can work hard all day doing lots of activity with very little productivity. Decide on what are the things that mean a lot to you. Also, think about what things you really need to get done. So here's a great way to get started. Now, each time you write a list of your to-dos, force yourself to rewrite the list with priorities. For example, I work on the 12 noon theory, which is if I've only had till midday to get one or two things done, what would those things be? So have your top priorities at the top of the list. Keep focused on them at the start of the day, right through to the end of your day. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had senior executives arrive late to one of my seminars with the excuse, I only just got the reminder this morning when I checked my schedule. Remember, first things first, not first things second or second things first. Realize that now is the moment in time that you are creating your next moment. That's what's real. Thanks for listening.